Good morning. It is 8:45 on a Saturday morning. You can see how most things here are still green, but we're going to take off and see if we can find some fall colors with the Minnesota Tesla Owners Group. We've got 94%. It's 8:53. Zeroed out a new trip here, and you can see we are getting very close to 50,000 miles. We'll see if we hit it on this trip. Joan, are you looking forward to adventure? Good morning. We are on our way through North St. Paul right now and headed up toward Duluth. We were up late last night. It was AI day and Joan woke up a couple times over the night, so we slept in a little too long and got a late start. So we didn't meet the group at the first stop. That was the Quarry Supercharger, the Minneapolis Supercharger. And so we are kind of taking the long way around with some road closures and going to meet everyone in Hinckley and regroup. Looking forward to that. Right now I'm not navigating to the Supercharger because I don't think I'll need to charge there. And if other people need to, I'll just let them do it. But we'll see. We might plug in. Right now we've got 83%. I left home at about 94. But a lot of our stops are at charging spots today, so there's not a real incentive to plug in any more than we have to. Why spend the money? But good if people are coming up from Rochester or other places in the cities or around the state that they can join us and charge along the way. So looking forward to today. Like I said, at home, everything's still mostly green, but even just coming this far up past St. Paul, we're starting to see some yellows and reds pop up. Should be a beautiful drive. I think the weather's going to be nice. We might hit Gooseberry, so we're looking forward to adventure. We're about 14 minutes away from Hinckley, and right now the Supercharger is saying there are 6 spots available. I decided, I don't know if we're ahead of the group or behind the group, probably behind, but I thought I'll just navigate to the Supercharger, precondition the battery, and we'll plug in if there are spots available. If not, I'll just cancel it and wait till Black Bear. We've been able to go at a pretty good clip. Traffic isn't too bogged down. There are little knots here and there, but we've been able to get around it, so looking forward to hopefully meeting up with the group in Hinckley, and that should be, like I said, just a couple more minutes. So we'll see you there. All right, we've been here about 10 minutes or so, and got up to 84%. I think we were just under 50% when we arrived, but I've got a weird trim piece on the front that's popping out, so I was looking at that and not thinking about charging. So we'll take a look at that. The group is all gathered here, but we're waiting for more people to join. So I'm going to try to take it calm and leisurely as soon as I get that trim piece fixed. It's 11:13. We are just leaving Toby's. I got the front fascia taped back up. It's not pretty, but we got to get on the road. So it's a little annoying, but we're going to go and meet up with the group again. Almost noon. We got here with 57%. We're at Black Bear. Everybody's here. It's a full house. So we're going to go in and get lunch with the group and then see how the day goes. It's 1:25. We're at 56%. It's getting chillier and windier, but we're going to stop by Bent Paddle Brewing in Duluth and then probably head up to Gooseberry. In Duluth, we stopped by Bent Paddle, but the lot was full, so Joan and I drove up the hill to Enger Tower to see if the leaves were turning around the harbor. The sun peeked out for us, but the wind was intense. From there, it was up the shore of Lake Superior to Gooseberry Falls State Park for some hiking and some charging. At the park, Joan was too loud and silly to record the stats, but we got there about 3:30 with 27% and 220 miles into the trip. We had enough charge to get back to the hotel in Duluth, but it would have been around 11%, so we decided to make use of the free level 2 chargers at the park. 2 spots open, so we may as well take advantage of it and plug in. You ready to go find the river? Okay. Okay, 40%, 505. We got 13% while we were here. So that's pretty good. Plenty to get us back to Duluth with a good buffer. So we're going to take off here. We had a good hike up and down Gooseberry. And on our way in here, we saw a red Rivian R1T. So pretty cool that they were headed back to Duluth. So they must have had a successful charge, maybe right here. We got a silly girl back there, but it is about 5:30 and we're just coming back into 2 harbors in stop and go traffic. So thank you, Autopilot, for handling that. Gooseberry Falls, which is way lower than it was this spring. So we could get right up close to the falls and even dip her feet in a little bit and play on the rocks, all without worrying about being washed away into Lake Superior. So that was good. We had a fun time there, although Joan did try to put one of her shoes in the river like a little boat. So she's just going to have a wet sock the rest of the night. I think the rest of the crew is going to a more adult dinner place. So we're going to find something kid-friendly, get that, maybe hang out by the lake a little bit more, and then hopefully get to bed early to make up for a very short night last night. I think we would have made it back to the hotel just fine, but we'll see. If we only get back there with 13%, we'll know we needed to stop. But right now it's estimating 25% back to the hotel, and the hotel does actually have a supercharger in the ramp. So we'll get charged up this evening for our big drive tomorrow. Hopefully the colors pop a little bit more than they are today. But regardless, it's a nice day for a drive and we're having fun. So we'll catch you back at the hotel. That was pretty cool. We pulled over to the side at the French River just to get a little closer to the lake and the big waves and the wind, and there were a handful of guys out there swimming, so that was pretty cool. Saw a couple people get up. Very unexpected. A little cold and windy day for it. I guess you got to get your last one in before fall really kicks in here, but cool to see. Glad we could stop by, and Joan's ready for dinner. It is 6:45. We're at 25%. So far on the trip, we've gone 262 miles with an average watt-hour per mile of 301. Interstate was pretty fast, but the last stretch up and back to Gooseberry was pretty laid back. We are getting closer and closer to 50,000 miles, so that will be its own video. But right now, we're going to get plugged in at the Holiday Inn and check in and top up for tomorrow. Okay, we're getting the, should have navigated here, and it's a high usage station, so we're only getting 64 right now. So it's saying 45 minutes, but we gotta go check in and stuff and unload the car. I did bump it up to 90 because that's what we're gonna need tomorrow. We'll see, I can move it if people are desperate. Great view from our room. By the time we were checked in and settled, the car was already at 64%, and before long we were back down, moving it off the chargers. I got a message about 3 minutes ago saying that the car was at 90%, so we came down, we're going to move it, and be done for the night, and ready for tomorrow. Alright, it's Sunday morning, just after 9. We're at 85% after some Sentry Mode things and a cool night sitting outside, so lost about 4% from when we parked. We're going to run up to Target and get some hair ties and other supplies we just need for life, and grab some breakfast. Then we're meeting the group at 10:30 in the lobby to do brunch around 11. Didn't realize that the hotel also had these. I would have just used this overnight had I known about it, but that's all right. We're going to go meet everyone for brunch. We had an excellent brunch at the busy Duluth Grill with Todd and Lee, and thanks to them for saving our seats. With the rainy weather, the group dispersed around Duluth without a set plan. We headed up the hill to an overlook rest area, then inland west to find sunshine and those fall colors. We're at a rest stop at the top of the hill, the Minnesota Welcome Center on Thompson Hill here, just above Duluth. So we're going to check that out. Todd and Lee are over there in their blue Model Y. And Joan is back there. Do you want to go see the sights? All right, let's go. Beautiful views and really nice little visitor center, so that's cool. Looks like everybody's kind of strewn to the winds and we're not doing a group drive on the way home. We're going to go down to Carlton to the Black Bear Casino where the Superchargers are. We're going to go west from there and then go see if we can find some scenic views on some smaller roads and take back roads down to Hinckley. But on this drive home, we'll definitely hit 50,000 miles, so we will keep you posted on that. Carlton at 67%, but we're going to go off the beaten path here, so I figured we'll get one more restroom stop and then head into the interior of Minnesota. So in 35 minutes, obviously we don't need that, but we'll take what we get. All right, leaving Black Bear. We're at 91%, plenty to do whatever we want to and get going, so we're going to head out. Okay, we are at the base of the Cromwell Lookout Tower, and it is quite tall. But they don't have the bottom section of steps, I'm sure, so people just don't randomly go up there. We followed an ATV trail for a while, enjoying the quiet and the wind and the colorful leaves. We saw a 3.5-foot garter snake slide into the woods on our way out, and then this little guy sunning itself on the way back. Joan wanted to stop and play for a while to make sure she could get a little more dirt and more rocks in her cast. We had a nice hike down the trail and back, and are ready to get back on the road. About to head out. It's 2:30, so I think we gotta start working our way toward home, but we'll figure out the best plan to do that and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. It's 2:45. We just had a nice little hike around the Cromwell lookout tower. We're gonna start heading south here, and the main road we were gonna take is under construction, so we're taking an alternate, which is actually really nice, just a little 2-lane highway, and just the kind of road we want to be on anyway. So good, that'll take us down to Moose Lake, and then we'll just jump back on the interstate and head south again. But nice to get a little more scenic drive before we get there.
Gonna stop the rain by complaining.
We are rolling. We are at 49,996 miles. So about to hit the 50,000 mile mark on the way back from Duluth. We've made it through a little bit of rain, and now we're just in the thick of traffic of everybody headed back toward the Twin Cities. So we're at 40%. For safety's sake, I love that autopilot keeps a safe distance in front of you and the car in front of you, but in situations like this, slow cars pop into that gap and then you just get sent back. So I'd like it to be a little more aggressive, but one of the main reasons I ever take autopilot out of control is because I want to drive less safe than I probably should. So that tells you about how humans are compared to computers on the road. Alright, so 49,999 miles on our way home from Duluth. 49. And are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? 49,999 and 50,000 miles on the Model Y in about 18 months. That's a lot of driving. Hopefully we can slow that pace down a little bit. Lots of good road tripping miles, so happy about that. We'll clean it all up and do a review this week. But pretty exciting, 50,000 miles. What do you think, Joan? Is that pretty cool? And saying we'll get home in just under an hour. We are home at 13% at 5:15. Got off the highway a little early and grabbed some dinner, so we'd have something for tonight. But our odometer is now at 50,059 miles. Our full trip was 477 miles with an average of 297 watt-hours per mile. Our current trip is 159 miles up by that fire tower all the way down, no stops. It was originally saying we'd get down here with 11%. Then when we got off the highway, it was saying 16. And then because we drove a little extra, it's down to 13. But still, the planner was good and pretty good drive. We'll wrap up in the studio. 477 miles for the weekend at a cost of $40.58 for supercharging. And if you add in the cost to get us up to full before we left home, it's probably about $42 all told. Considering the speed on the way home, I was pretty impressed with the efficiency. That run from the Carlton Supercharger all the way home was 180 miles, and if we extrapolate that out to going all the way up to 100% and running the battery all the way down, that would have brought us to about 250 miles. With a lot of that being fast highway driving, I'm feeling pretty good about my battery health as I cross 50,000 miles. And like I said, I'll do a full review of 50,000 miles on the whole vehicle in a future video. Thanks to the Minnesota Tesla owners for setting up the event. It was a lot of fun. I wish we could have participated in more of the group activities, but it was fun to see people here and there. And eventually we found the turning leaves. And again, you'll see more of those in a future video where we take a road trip to Chicago, just my wife and I. So look forward to that coming up. But for now, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day and happy road tripping.